Hi everyone, it's Karen here from Karen's Creations Scrapbooking in Wyerton, Ontario. So this week we had made this on your special day card at the store. It was $5 to come in and make it. Okay. So I had pre-cut all the flowers and everything. We had used this Lisa Jones Thinlits die set for the flowers and the leaves. Okay, it's called Boho Bouquet, and we used this embossing folder from sizzix, and what is it called? Delicate Leaves. I also used for the sentiment, I also used the Spellbinders hot foil plate set. So you can make any one of those sentiments on this. What is it called? Doesn't tell me. Okay, it's really kind of neat to do, and I will show you how to do that at a later date. Okay, so we have the things all cut out for us, and I'm going to show you how I manipulated the flowers. Okay, this is the embossed paper that you get in the package. The strip that goes across. So I cut that out with an old punch. And these are all the flowers. Looks like eucalyptus, this one here. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to spritz these leaves and flowers with some water, not a whole lot. So I just take my distress water bottle and spritz it really lightly. I'll show you here. And that's really enough, all you need. You're not really supposed to dampen your mat, so I'm just going to do it over here, or flip it over. I'll do it over here. And I'm using the Make Art tools. So you're just going to push the rounded end into, sorry, my thing is moving, into the petal. Squish it so that it makes a cone or a curl into the paper. Okay, I use flip it over and they're nicely curled. And we're going to do the same with the green leaves. I'm just going to spritz it away from my mat here. So I'm just going to use the smaller tool here. And you notice that I'm not holding it with my other finger, just to let the paper do its own thing and curl. Okay, I'm just going to straighten that out a bit. Okay, so we have two white ones that are pointed and two white ones that are rounded ends. So the two white ones that are rounded ends, we're going to curl them so they look like a daisy. And the two white ones that are pointed ends, we're going to curl them up so that it will be a bud. Okay, I'm just going to leave this here. It's kind of wet. I'll put this on top. I'm going to leave this here so you can see it while I'm curling it. Okay. So these ones here, I'm curling them up. To the center so they're a bud. Okay, and you can also just take your fingers and curl them so it closes, the bud closes. Now these ones here, I'm going to curl the petals. But then I'm going to flip it over and curl the center so that it pops up the other way. Sorry if my camera is moving. Okay, so these are the two, the daisy, and I'm just going to glue it together with the petals in between. I'm not just going to hold, I'm going to let that dry. These two, I can put one inside each other. Now, if your flower is too wet, you might want to wait a minute for it to dry, but mine's pretty good. Okay, there is also a red one that goes on the outside of that, so I'm going to need another red one, or pink one, kind of salmon. So I have two actually that curl up. So that's the one in the center of this flower and the one that's behind on this flower. So I'm going to do them both at the same time. So notice that I'm rolling the petal in towards the center, and then roll the center so that it curls. Okay, so this one I'm going to glue to the back. And I always like to use my Art Glitter Dries Clear Glue with the tip. And sometimes I just take my tool to push it down and you can squeeze it all together. Okay. So those are the two flowers that I have done. And now we're going to make this daisy. So you need these two rounded end flowers, petals. And whatever side you want up, if you want the pattern side up on the paper, you're going to curl on the flat side. Okay, and we're going to flip these over and push down. And I'm going to glue these together. And this is the same thing. We're going to curl up and then flip over. Okay, and then these ones go inside each other. With the bud in the center. Some people like to put their prills in now, but I like to leave it till the end so that, you know, I don't have to fool with the flower again. And when the card is finished, it's finished. You can just let it dry. Okay, so I'm going to take this away. I'm going to glue my embossed piece to the bottom of the card. And then I'm going to glue the yellow piece to the piece that I had punched. And I need a pair of scissors, of course. I'm going to cut this. So sometimes you can just flip it over and cut it along the edge. And that gives you an exact edge of what you had cut. So we're going to put the V down pennant on the card. So how I do this is I just fold my paper in half and cut into the center from the bottom edge. And that gives you an equal V. Okay, so I'm going to glue this first to the card base. And then I'm going to glue my strip to the card base. Now I'm going to leave it, I'm going to go up a little higher than that piece so that I have about an inch and a half at the top. I'm not going to measure it. It's just to cover the edge of your embossed piece to the back of your card. Okay. I'm going to pop dot my sentiment off the card now so that I don't cover that whole piece with all the flowers and the leaves. Okay. I'm going to take the eucalyptus and I think I'm just going to cut one, I'm going to pull one branch off of it and glue it down. I'm going to glue this other branch off down and I'm going to glue it up. Of course my phone is ringing. So what I usually do with this one here, I'm just going to tear that so it's not so long and it won't stick out the other end. I'm just going to glue up the stem and stick it down. Same with this one here. I'm just going to glue along the stem. So I like to put my branches down first, and then my flowers will go on top. So I'm just going to glue along the stem. And then that way you can manipulate where your branches will go. Okay, I'm going to glue the red or the pink daisy to the bottom of the yellow tag, the white daisy in the top left corner, and the pink flower beside that. Now usually I put a little glue on there. Usually I manipulate it so that it overlaps a little bit. Okay, and I try to use my tool so that I'm not squishing the flower totally. And then the bud goes in at the bottom. Now all we need to do is put in our beads and we're ready to go. So I like to put in a generous amount of glue. You see that? Okay. And I'm just going to take my pearls and I'm just going to pour it over top. Now you can take a little spoon if you like. I gave you a few in your little bag. You just let that sit for a minute. And you tip it over. And they stick to it. Okay. Now I did put a couple of gems in the top right corner. So I like to use my Pink Fresh gems. Put about 3 dots of glue there. And I picked them up with my jewel picker. A big one. Something like that. Okay, and then we're good to go. Your card is finished. Just need to let it dry for a few minutes and put it in your envelope and you can mail it to somebody special. Okay, take care and have a great day, everyone.